Hey, how's it going, guys? Injet here, back with another Wonderlands build video, and today I will be going over Warped Hammerdigm. This is an old build of mine that uses Hexecutioner. It was pretty much killed with Spellblade nerf that happened forever ago and never planned to update it because of this. It was a good nerf though. I've now changed this to a spell and hammer focus build. We use it by a specific damage boost that boasts both hammer and spell, and technically double knot. If you didn't notice, we are not playing on Chaos 100 because this is not a Chaos 100 viable build. This is a lot more comfortable at Chaos 75, but to get the higher difficulty, you will need better specific gear, and so it's kind of harder to do, especially with how farming is and part variance. But there is a little bit of flexibility though. The save file for this build will be in my Discord link down below. You can also find my Twitch where I stream Wonderlands and other games from time to time. And if you like this build, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the gear here, we're looking for guns for utility that are multi-pellet, have crit parts, melee blade, elemental, and easy to get the low ammo. And thankfully, Nightshade has it all. Nightshade multi-pellets allows you to proc sever thread faster, and then also technically Cape of Tides with soaked from critting. The crit parts helps boost double knot if you crit. The melee blade, which is 20%, will help your hammer, and then elemental will mean your double knot is elemental. And because this is ×5, making it 2 ammo per shot and low mag, we can make it get to the low ammo very quickly for when we need it. But then we have some other options in between. We have the body rocker, as this is lots of pellets to proc sever the thread and Cape of Tides. I do use this and swap it sometimes if I'm really needing it. It's a lot faster getting sever the thread and stuff from this. Regular Suit Cops is really good as it has multiple pellet with crit parts that will boost double knot, and then it's just really easy to shoot. It's also 9 max, so you can get it to low ammo too as well, but it just loses to Nightshade since it's non-elemental and doesn't have a melee blade. And then a Spriggan can be used, or an Eidolon, that are just great for boosting one damage type. For the 40% melee blade, we have the Spriggan, and then the Eidolon with the 33% crit damage with the crossbow parts as well. They can boast single stat sticks that are just really nice, and these can always be kept at low ammo because we never shoot them. And then you'll see we go gun kill area damage and spell radius. This is great because double knot kills will activate this enchant, so both hammer and spells will benefit from the area damage, and then just spell radius is really nice in general. Unfortunately, it does have a short window, so you have to be pretty fast with it. Because this is spreading out damage a lot, it is more likely for double knot to get these kills, which is great in the end for this enchant. We use the pickaxe, as I do with most builds dealing with melee, as it has good crit stats to boost hammer. 21% crit is max, and then for the crit chance, and then crit damage of 130%. It can do some damage, but it doesn't really matter too much. This isn't really a melee build, it's more of a hammer build, which I try and separate, as they do get a little bit different formula, but not too much. So the element doesn't matter here, nor does the chaos tier. You only matter about the crit chance and damage here, and the hilt mod, which we go warrior to help get melee damage, which is just really nice for hammer. And then we go action skills, start, all damage. You could also use spellcast. I might use it somewhere, I don't, but either or, whatever you roll. I do action skills start because it's a little bit higher percent. Then we want to go a body rune. This is for survivability. And then low health enchant is used for more survivability. That max health is just really good. Cloudbringer and Spellshot don't have much for survivability, so loading up a lot of survivability stuff is very useful. And then you want to go Claw Power for better hammer damage, or Spellshot Power for more spell damage. I highly recommend Clawbringer Power, as the point of this build isn't just to be a spell build that just uses Clawbringer. I want it to be a Clawbringer Spellshot build, meaning the hammer does some damage. Clawbringer Power is a pure multi-year hammer damage, which is very important. You want to get lightning damage for your hammer, or you want to go a matching element, as I go frost with the frozen orb, to just have better spells. And you want to get all damage, as this will boost everything we're doing, and nothing else really helps here. And big reason we use Skeep, as it's just better for survivability, and there's nothing much else, but the Skeep should be the last priority. For spells, I've come up with a few options. I haven't tested too much, as I really just like using Frozen Orb. But mainly you want to look out for stuff with long cooldown, multiple spell charges to fully take advantage of Sever the Thread. You could easily choose just any strong spell, but I like to keep it somewhat thematic. Frozen Orb allows lots of hits, means lots of double knot procs. And then you want spellcast melee damage, as it's conditional damage, which isn't gained elsewhere, and this will apply to hammer. But once you melee swing with your pickaxe, that'll end the enchant before the duration ends, so keep that in mind. For the armor, you want anything with all, which is pretty much the top priority with passives. But Spellshot Claw Armor is used because it has both beneficial class powers. But as I said, mainly focus on all points and passives. You could go Clawbringer primary, but I'd rather have some Spellshot power and then also have some Clawbringer power on the side as well. So I found this to be even. We do get some fun of mana, but it doesn't really matter too much. So it just is easier to farm the gear because you only want one skill. You want to look out for Cape of Tides, Mosquito, Amalgam. Warp Paradigm is how the name came to be. It's gotten outclassed, but it's still nice. I like Cape of Tides because it'll boost my hammer and also my spells. Now, if you're using like a fire spell or just something that isn't lightning or frost, it's not as nice, especially if you're using a fire spell, but it's a really good bonus for other stuff. It's a good amount of passive you can look out for. All damage, area damage. Area damage just boosts spells, and it also boosts hammer, but it does not boost melee, like regular melee weapons in general. Melee damage for boosting your hammer. Spell damage for boosting your spells. Melee crit chance for better melee crit chance, I guess. And then spell crit chance for the same reason, but that'll help have a higher chance of proccing double knot. Movement speed for survivability for dodging attacks. And then gun damage will boost double knot, so that's pretty nice. And then for the rings, you want to focus on getting either melee or spell damage rings. And then get either melee or spell crit focus stats. But focus stats over legendary effect. You can use shell casing rings because you can quickly get to low ammo with bonus for Nightshade. But this is really only needed for bossing, and Spriggan and Eidolon can always be kept at low ammo for this. Spriggan I don't really ever have to change from, which is really nice. Or not the Spriggan, sorry, the Nightshade. But yeah, technically for average, shell casing rank isn't optimal, but since I mainly need it for bossing, that's why I really like it. And then for the skill tree here, I feel like this pretty much makes sense. We go Oath of Thunder for our melee weapon, and it should apply to hammer. Oath of Fire, just because there's nowhere else really to put it. Our guns don't deal damage, and Oath of Fire doesn't boost Double Knot because Double Knot's already a bonus element. Bonus elements can't get bonus elements. But Radiance doesn't matter. Dedication, Rebuke, Last One's Favor, they all don't matter, so we take it. If something kills, it kills, which is cool. Yeah. And then we go Dragon Aura because it's elemental damage, so it'll boost everything elemental, as it's just regular elemental damage, no specific type. Fireball is gun damage, which means it will boost Double Knot. And then we also have Storm Breath for damage reduction, which is nice, but not the main reason. These two skills will proc Awe, as a Wyvern can proc Awe. Same reason why we still take Oath of Fire. Then we go Spell Sniper for better crit chance. Magic Bullets turn the spell damage into gun damage to boost Double Knot. That's why you'll see this taken on spell builds that don't use guns for damage. Precipitation, just for better reload speed for when we're shooting. Same with just warming up. Better shooting enemies for crits, and also helps get to low ammo faster. Mage Armor helps with survivability, as we're not using a wild depleted shield. I put 1 point in Font of Mana as it's a floater point. Glass Cannon for more spell damage. A Thread Count for more spell weaving stacks to boost just warming up. More gun damage from one shot, one kill. And then spell damage turned into gun damage from magic bullets. We go Double Knot, of course, because this is a double dipping bonus element, which is takes the spell formula, the impact, and then multiplies it by gun formula. I already mentioned one slot, one kill. This is for gun damage to boost Double Knot, and then Sever the Thread to gain back our long cooldown multi-charge spells. You definitely don't want to get Warcaster because this means you'll reload, and when you're bossing and you want that low ammo, this will just get rid of it. And Imbued Weapon doesn't matter at all since we're not using guns for damage. And then here we go Crit Damage, for of course, because everything we do can crit. Or everything in this build we do can crit. Crit Chance just because it helps and there's nothing else that really does much. And then Max Ward and HP is the rest for survivability. We don't do anything with dots. Hammer cooldown's already really good, so we don't need active skill cooldown. And then we don't need spell cooldown because of Sever the Thread, and so that's why we make these choices. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. Definitely a little bit different than my normal setups going. I really like that I can use hammer and spells together and still feel strong. Of course, hammer won't be bossing, but as long as I can mob, I'm happy. Again, the save file will be in my Discord link down below. And make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.